Again, I just wanted to go over a couple of things we talked about in last week's because some people had questions and they wanted me to clarify what I meant by ballistic advantage. Basically, whenever you utilize cover and barricades, you always want to have ballistic advantage. And what that is, ballistic advantage covers two things. It covers ballistic protection and it covers a ballistic placement. Which in ballistic protection, you want to make sure that you're behind cover correctly so that that guy can't sneak shots in on you. So that is providing you ballistic protection. Now, ballistic placement means that you're going to be in such a way behind cover that you're going to be able to place your shots on him before he places the shots on you. In other words, if you utilize cover correctly and you do the correct moves, which I'm going to show you in a couple of weeks, you should be able to see the perpetrator or see the target before the target can actually see you. And that's pretty much how it works. So again, ballistic advantage is two concepts. One is ballistic protection and the second is ballistic placement. I hope that answers your questions from last week. So in this week's tactical shooting tip, what we're going to do is we're going to cover two things. We're going to cover shooting with both eyes open and your natural point of aim. So let's discuss shooting with both eyes open first. So one of the quickest ways to learn how to shoot with both eyes open is first, we have to establish which eye is dominant. So there are many different ways to do that, and one of the easiest ways that most people know about doing it is if you take both your hands and you just cross them like this, you put them in front of you on a target, and you bring them in slowly, 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 looking through the aperture in between your hands, and whichever eye it ends up is your dominant eye. In other words, if I'm over here on my right eye, that is my dominant eye. Now there are several other ways to do that, but basically that's pretty much the easiest one. And a lot of people seem to think that when you shoot you need to close both one eye or the other, and that's why I mentioned in some of my past videos is that most people under stress will have both eyes wide open. And this is true when you're in like stressful situations such as gunfights and high stress level things. Your eyes will both open no matter what. So it's always good to learn how to shoot with both eyes open. In order to do that, what you have to do is figure out which eye is dominant, and most people close that other eye that wants to pull focus because if they don't, they'll get double vision. But all you really, really need to do is just squint that eye. And I've talked about this before. Just squint that left eye, just enough to pull focus to the right eye. And if you keep practicing like that, over time what's going to happen is that eye is going to completely open up eventually, when this one starts getting stronger than this one. So you can actually, I started off as a left eye dominant shooter, and because of training and things like that, now I'm right eye dominant because this guy, I still squinted a little bit from time to time when I'm further back because I want good target acquisition. When I'm about 50 yards or so on shots, I'll I'll squint this a little bit, but I don't close it all the way. One of the basic advantages of not closing your left eye or your right eye is that you don't cut off your depth perception. And just like you don't go through life closing one eye or the other to do a task, you don't want to do that whenever you shoot too, because again, in a stressful situation, especially if you're a police officer, military, you're clearing the room, you're clearing house, you have threats coming up on you, you don't want to be closing one eye because this whole threat can come and I can't even pick him up. So if you open both eyes, at least I have that peripheral to know. So that's how you would train your eye to go ahead and pull focus more than your other eye, is just squint the non-dominant eye, just squint the other one a little bit. And what's going to happen is eventually, like I said, this one will open up, this one will open up, and you'll be able to shoot with both eyes open. Okay, that's the secret to shooting with both eyes open. So the next thing we want to talk about, which we've already talked about in our past videos, but I wanted to reflect on it before we move on, is natural point of aim. People ask me, well, how do you line yourself up on a stagnant row of targets before you even get there? Once you learn this principle, this applies to anything you do. Right-handed, left-handed, steel shooting, stagnant shooting, moving shooting, it's all the same. Basically, the way the natural point of aim works is you just go right up to a target, you line yourself up where you think you'll be, you aim at the target, then you go ahead and close your eyes, you bring the gun down, then you go ahead and bring the gun back up on target, open your eyes, and wherever you need to line up the sights, all you do is shuffle. Either I shuffle right or I shuffle left, okay? Then you close your eyes again, you bring the gun back down, and then draw the gun and pose it on the target, open your eyes, and you should be right on the target. This is called indexing your natural point of aim. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like on a camera if you go ahead and do it. but it's very, very simple. That way when you go right up to a target, you can just go up to it and line yourself up directly. As years go by and you get better and better at this, it really doesn't matter where you are, as long as you can burn that into your memory where it is. When you close your eyes and look, then you can just aim directly at anything you need to. Even if I'm like this, as long as I put my eyes where I need to do, burn that image into my head, close my eyes, I will eventually always be on that target. Okay, so that's how that eventually benefits you if you use your natural point of aim. So right now I'm going to show you how it would look like on the camera. Now in order to achieve natural point of aim, all you're going to do is go up to a target, place the gun where you think you would shoot for the center of the target, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to close your eyes, okay? Bring the gun back down, and when you bring the gun back down, bring the gun back up and see where you are. See how we're way over here? What I want you to do is shuffle, 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 shuffle until you superimpose that rear sight and front sight directly on the target. Then go ahead and close your eyes, bring the gun back down, bring the gun back up again, and you should be pretty much dead nuts. Okay, that's pretty much the way it works with natural point of aim. So go up to a target, figure out where you think you would aim naturally, shuffle, 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 get to the correct spot, and you should be dead center after you open your eyes up again. And that'll be your natural point of aim. All right, guys?
This exact shooting tip we talked about, learning to shoot with both eyes open and knowing how to pull focus from your dominant eye to your non-dominant eye and vice versa, and how important that is. We also talked about your natural point of aim, setting yourself up in line with your target so that you can bring the gun up to your eyes and not your eyes to the gun sights. It's very, very important when you shoot. Utilizing these tips that we give you every week, you will be able to shoot faster and more accurate in regular duty life and in actual competition. We hope you enjoy these tips, and we'll see you next week.